Welcome, everybody. Episode 32 of the broadcast. We are joined by special guest, Mr. Ocho-Leonard. Let's give him a shout. Yes, sir. Honored to have you here, my guy.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I've been looking forward to it ever since I saw you start everything up, man. I know I've been trying to get on your schedule, man. I know you've been having some people here, but I'm glad we were able to sync up, man.
Oh, yeah, I am too. I mean, how we met was pretty cool. We played in some church basketball league that wasn't very holy, but
At all.
Yeah, at all. And from there, we built a pretty cool friendship, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it kind of annoyed me finding out after I hooped with you that you were a football player.
Bro, basketball is my passion, man. It's always been my first love, especially since high school. Because first of all, right, your workouts. You don't have to worry about being outside in the sun. It wasn't a lot of covered flip fields when I was training. So
Exactly.
doing that. So I always found fun just like shooting the ball and seeing it go in. I was like, that was my one thing. So
Yeah.
I always loved it, bro.
Where are you from and all that fun stuff?
So I'm originally from Louisiana.
Okay.
I moved down to Longview after Katrina.
Okay.
And I've pretty much been in Texas ever since. So since like 2005, I've been kind of out here and, got exposed. That's really where I got exposed to the sports scene.
Yeah.
Right? I already played sports in Louisiana, but Texas is just like
Level.
it's like another gear.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it wasn't, I don't know if it was because I was younger, but it definitely hit like another gear once I got here. I took it like a whole different, like, as far as like how serious I took it.
You said 05 too, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that
05.
makes sense. It's when Texas won the Natty that year.
Yeah, so like I'm coming in and it's just like football, because in Louisiana, like basketball was mainly my sport.
Yeah.
But when I came here and I had the opportunity to play football as well, just, not wanting to do like all season and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I tried to stay in every sport that I could. But like, football was just like, this is going to be, you can tell like, because most of our coaches were football coaches. And even my basketball coach in like middle school was like a football coach. So it's like, you're like, we're just here to kind of tell you kind of what to do. But we were just athletes at that point. We were just running around, making plays.
So were they the ones who kind of guided you to that football route, or did you have family like any of your family play football, any stuff like that?
Yeah. So one guy, my cousin, his name was Baldy, and has a full head of dreads. Never been bald, but.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, like he was just someone that I would always constantly hear about within my family. So it was like, when he was playing in high school, they would just praise like how good he was doing. I never saw an actual game, but it was just always hearing about that. And I don't know what was in me, like when we grew up, outside was all you had, right? Like, I'm outside playing basketball, football, like anything. We had tennis ball, baseball, whatever we could kind of come up with. And that's just kind of what kept me busy, when we were in that age. So now, once I fully got to Texas and I saw how serious you guys were, and, like I said, in Louisiana, we played around with it. But when I got to Texas, they were like, you got somebody on your back. Like, you got to do this. You got to do this. It has to be a certain way. And then, of course, just like the football scene is a whole nother level, right? You got stadiums, $1 million high school stadiums
insane.
Out here. So I would say, just that exposure, man, and like I said, trying to live up to everything I heard from my family growing up, is what kind of just kept me into it, along with being interested in sports in general.
Plus, you see, like I feel like you brought up when you're young and all that, like when you see, as you said, your cousin like getting praised and all that, those are like. That's like your superhero for you. You know what I mean? Yeah,
man. Like it was everything like that, and I was also the one where I would watch a sport and then like, okay, I want to go outside and try that now.
That's me with WWE.
Yeah. Like everything that I saw on TV, I wanted to do as far as like being an athlete. Like, so whether it was football season, basketball season, if I'm watching a basketball game, and it wasn't long because I wasn't just sitting there watching the whole game as a kid, but just seeing those moves, and I'm like, okay, I want to go out there and try that. I want to be able to do that move. Because that was the thing in our neighborhood, like the competition.
Yeah.
Like you play with all your friends and you want to be able to stand out any way you can. So that was just one of the things. And I would just try it. I pick it up and it worked. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like that process so much. So.
Yeah. Who are your sports coaches growing up? Like who inspired you to?
Yeah. So of course for basketball it's LeBron. Just like because I always saw myself that way. I was a post growing up, right? But I always had kind of like a ball handle or a shot,
Yeah.
right? So it was always a mixed match. If it was a big guy on me in the post, I would go around him.
Yeah.
If he was smaller, I would take him down to the post, right? And so I mimicked a lot of my game from LeBron because that's why he's kind of my GOAT. He can pretty much play the 1 through the 5,
Yeah.
right? And do all those extra things. That kind of just puts him up there. Like I said, also being biased and growing up and watching him, that's just kind of the feel that I got from it. And I felt I had that same build. I was like, I'm tall as like the kid that I am, and I have this advantage. And if they try to put a bigger guy on me, I know I'm more athletic than this guy. So now, how are we going to work that out?
Exactly. What about football?
Football, man. I think as far as like when it goes to GOATs and when you look at the receiver position, man, I gotta go with like the OGs, like as far as Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, a guy that I really mimicked my game after, I would say even going into college or really high school, was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, man.
Megatron was
way
just
too early of retirement.
Different
that hurt.
monster, bro, because he was a part of that game, right?
Yeah.
When they were still, if you look at some of his catches, they were contested, and he was taking a lot of he was taking some hits.
Yeah.
So it's like he was a part of that era where they were still kind of getting hits, but still kind of trying to protect the players close to the end of his career.
Yeah.
So it's like he still made those plays, man. But I think, just the hits and stuff that he was taking with that was kind of what knocked him out early. But just the athletic ability, man. Him get guys like Dez Bryant that just go up and make plays. That's pretty much how I looked at myself, right? I had the height, so it's just about going up and making those plays. And I had a guy from California who was a receiver. Well, he was talking to me and just saying how different it is here in Texas because we just have pure athletes. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big debate, the Cali and Texas football debate.
Yeah, like because it doesn't matter really what you do as far as like when you're playing a Texas player. If you have an athlete out there, he's gonna go up and make the play. He's gonna make those Dez Bryant, Calvin Johnson catches. The Cali guys are more of those. They're saucy, right? I would say that's where I even get some of like the stuff that I teach. As far as when it comes to routes and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like really getting in detail because I never had anyone do that for me. It was just like
I was gonna say that's even the crazier part.
You just go out there, hey, this is your play, and then if you were exposed to the extra movements and the extra things that you can do there, then that's where you kind of put it in there. But if you didn't have that training, it was just like I said, go run this route, go make a play. If I throw you the ball and it hits your hands, you better catch it and get some extra yards afterwards.
So what was it like, obviously, going to, I mean, you played at UT, getting to actually, I guess, widen your horizon and your football IQ? Like, knowing you couldn't just make, like, obviously you could still make big plays, but, like, actually, like, running these routes and, just really trying to finesse the game as much as possible.
Yeah, man. And I think that's where, like you said, it's eye-opening. That's where you see the difference between, like, this guy was a 5-star when he was in high school, but now he's gotten to college and because I think there is a huge jump off. You can't just go out there and jump over everybody.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say too, because it's like with basketball, like you could tell, like, okay, someone looks great in open gym, like great, like, oh my gosh, why isn't he playing somewhere? Yeah. And then you see him play organized, and it's a whole different ball game. There's just two different levels, and
and I think that just comes with like molding your game to still know when you need to make those plays, but also be able to play within a system, right? Know
exactly
how everything else works around you.
Just that balance.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was for me because in high school I didn't read defenses. It was like, okay, this is the play. Go out there and if I throw you the ball, make the play. I don't care if it's 1, 2.
You're like, just give me that shit.
Just like because that's all it was. It was like I wasn't really worried about, I guess, competition as far as in the high school level. When I was playing against a DB, like I didn't care who you were, like because I felt like I was better. But now once you get into that college realm, it's basically like you're starting over. Yeah. Right? It's like you got guys, especially we were playing BYU when I first got there. So you got guys going on mission trips, coming back like 25, 24, 23 years old, like have been here a while, more tenured. So it's like you really have to learn the science behind the game. Like I need to know what read I am on this play so I know, okay, when I'm going to be open, I'm not getting in someone else's way, trying to run my route too fast. So I think that's really the portion that really changes everything. Understanding the game and then adjusting to that fast level and making it slower for you. Okay. You know, because it's like I said, everyone leaves high school, especially when you get to that level as far as playing D1. Or I would say, honestly, there's a bit of a drop off for football, but basketball, if you play at the next level, like, you're good. You know,
yeah.
like that's one thing that I see as different. It's like basketball players, no matter what, you go to play D1, D2, D3, JUCO, whatever.
Yeah,
all those dudes are hoopers. Like, yeah, because it's like athletic ability. Like they're just out there. Maybe it being like certain different circumstances or whatever it may be on the background, but I think that like there's a huge drop off for that. But like for football, it's like
53-man roster.
It's like, hey, like you're the man in high school. Once you get here, like there's a very few amount that actually just make that smooth transition. Yeah. You know, like it's tough, man, because it's so much faster, and to get it to slow down, you have to learn so much. You have to put so many hours in. But still, like you see those guys out there, they're still like freshmen.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know? So like when they make mistakes, it's like now it's like, okay, yeah, he's just a freshman. We expect that, but it's like for them to be out there is huge.
Yeah. So let's get into some your playing time at UT. What years were you there?
2014 to 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun time. I made a bunch of questions for you just to dive into your brain to hopefully inspire some youth football players that are watching this or any of that fun stuff, just the transition in that D1. Because, I mean, you see these D1 players now, and it's kind of everywhere. Like, you know, you got these NIL deals, you know, there's a lot of distractions at this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So, I would say, let's see, first one I want to... Can you just share any insights into the level of commitment and dedication required to compete at that Division I level?
Yeah, man.
Especially Texas.
Yeah. You're right, bro. Like I said, Texas alone, as far as its football and how serious it's taken at the high school level, I would say here in Texas, it's like high school is college, and college is damn near like the NFL.
Yeah.
Just based off of how, like, people treat it. Like, you see how big some of these high school games are. Like,
oh yeah,
there's like the stands are full. Like, that wasn't a thing. Like, at least where I played in Louisiana, it definitely wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But like I say all that to say, just like making that transition over, man. You really get to see who loves the game.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not all fun and games. It's not all just making plays. Like, you have to get there and you have to go through that off season.
It's a job.
You got to get through. Yeah. It's like. Yeah, you're waking up at 5:30 or 5 a.m. heading to a 5:30 workout. Then after you get out that hour and a half, 2 hour workout, you got class, 8 a.m. class right after that. That's mandatory. Like, there's no just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go there, because now that's extra work that you're gonna have to do, whether it's after practice or they're gonna get you up earlier than that morning workout and have you there working out before then if you're missing classes. So it's like, you really have to, you know, factor in everything and really take responsibility for your life. Because it's like you have everybody holding your hand all the way up until high school. And like, you make that transition into like college, where it's just like everything is truly on you as far as like your decision making, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can choose not to go to class. You can choose to do all the extra things outside of football, basketball. But if it's impacting you on the field, then it's like, then it's like either you're going to make a change or you're going to keep doing the things you're doing, and you're not going to be there long. You know, so I think that along with the work as far as on the field, off the field, school work, making it to class, doing the mandatory things as far as meetings and stuff that you have to do throughout your day, like, you don't have a lot of time to yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be willing to sacrifice that short term to know, like, kind of your long-term goal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it always was for me. Even if I didn't go to the league, it was like, I'm not leaving until I get that piece of paper.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
awesome.
I didn't have a choice to quit. It never crossed my mind of quitting. Like, it was like, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
like getting out of bed in the morning and getting ready for a hydration test in the morning, where your body naturally wakes up dehydrated. So now I got to chug water while I'm heading to this 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. workout. And, you know, all those things can kind of mess with you, like on the mental side, but so it makes you mentally strong.
Yeah.
You know, so like moving forward, everything else is a cakewalk. But I think, just like being able to juggle all those responsibilities, make it to everything on time, and strive in the classroom and on the field.
yeah,
that's kind of where it starts weeding people out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That kind of answered the second one, because I was going to say, like, how did you balance your academics with the demands of being a Division I athlete, just being everywhere basically? Students always think, especially the college, you guys are untouchable, glorified, but they don't really know those shoes you guys are in.
Yeah, man. Just like the athletic side, like they're complaining, and I hate to make it like a sided argument, but it's like, some of them are complaining about 8 a.m. classes where it's like, I'm just leaving from a 6 a.m. workout and coming to this class, so it's like I've been up like 3 or 4 hours before that, and I have to come in here and sit in class with you, do this group work,
and I got college football analysts all over our football program.
Yeah, you got to leave here and go do an interview, or you got to go here and go to another meeting, or go to the training room. Don't let you be hurt. Because now it's mandatory that you're in a training room a certain amount of times per day and getting your body right to get back on the field. So it's like, a lot of things that play into it, man. But like I said, it shows you how much you really love the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I got another one. Were there any specific challenges you faced during your football career? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Oof, man. I would say, so challenges came in so many different ways, right? Outside of just workouts, while I was at UT, I had 2 different head coaches, 4 different offensive coordinators, and 4 different position coaches. So it's like the challenges of, I'm coming in learning the new playbook, but that was every year. So it's like each year we were changing different plays, or trying to learn new plays to see if this is going to work now. And then just trying to build relationships with those coaches that are there. Everyone wants to be that first guy out. Everybody wants to be on the field. So it's like you try to build certain relationships with certain guys, but it's like at each one of their terms, it was a new guy coming in, or rotating.
It's hard to find the consistency with that.
Exactly. So I would say that's kind of what I dealt with on the sports side of things. But I mean, outside of that, I would say one of my most challenging things was actually my senior year. We were playing against Kansas, and that's when I had like my first major injury. Like I've never been hurt. Like I've sprained my ankle, jammed fingers. That was it. But we're playing Kansas, and I'm running just across the field. I catch the ball and trying to go upfield, and my foot just pops.
Oh.
And so like I didn't think anything of it.
Like non-contact or anything?
Yeah. It's like I was just turning upfield, and then so right after I would cut up field, a guy hit me in my leg. So while I'm on the ground, and I'm just like knowing there's a pain in my foot, I'm on the ground and this guy just hit me. So everyone thinks it's my knee. And I'm like, I get up, end up like kind of running out the field, telling someone else to come and get me. At this time, adrenaline is going.
I was gonna say.
Like I don't feel anything. So I get to the sideline. I'm just like, my foot. So they bring me into the tent, and as soon as they untie my shoe, my foot just starts pounding. And at this point, they're like, I can't go anymore for the rest of the game. So they're trying to get me to go into the locker room, and at this point I can't even put any weight on it. So that just goes to show you, like, it's like I was on the field, ran off the field, they put the tent over me, take my shoe off, and then after that I can't walk. So like they carry me to the locker room, ended up breaking my 5th metatarsal on the outside of my foot. So basically it's like the bone under your pinky, like that's on the side of your foot. So right now I have like a long screw in my foot right now.
Damn.
That's still in there.
Man, I gotta give you applause though, because I mean, me knowing you, this was after UT days, and how like just mobile you are for how big you are. Like it's really impressive,
man. Yeah. and they were saying it's something that builds over time. So they were saying that just throughout practice, maybe my foot was sore and I just didn't really notice. I'm like, I wear new cleats most of the time.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay any attention to it. So they were saying because it was a small fracture this whole time. And then when I tried to cut up field, it gave out finally. So
was that like beginning of the season or
it was? I would say like maybe mid? A little bit after mid. Maybe we had maybe like 3 games after that. Damn. So like we had 2 games and then we went to a bowl game. And yeah, bro, I was in a boot from there on out. I ended up having surgery, of course, and then was in a boot maybe like a week after that. But yeah, at that point it was just like, trying to get ready for pro day, like I'm trying to get my foot ready and, do all these other things to start training and all that. So it just kind of, when you talk about challenges, that was probably one of my most difficult because I never dealt with it before as far as a big injury. But also it was just one of those moments where it's like, this could be like the end of my career. You know what I'm saying? Like just with the timing and when it happened, I had a decent year at UT where I just kind of really strived, but it wasn't just like I wasn't like a top 10 receiver in college football. But it definitely just didn't help my chances of, trying to pursue that afterwards.
Yeah. And how did you feel about that? Because I know, for instance, like me, I mean, basketball was life for me. And, you don't see a lot of 5'6" little Hispanics playing college ball and all that fun stuff. So when I finally saw like it was over, I really I freaked out for a minute because I was just like, damn, like this is all I knew. Like this is all I did growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like you said, bro, like any of us that play any sport for this long, it's just like that's all we know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you don't even when it comes to school, right? Like there's certain things that we couldn't do at school because it was like we got basketball practice.
Exactly.
Like we have to juggle so many things, so it limits your list outside of basketball. So yeah, I had that moment, man, and honestly, full transparency, it was. So I had surgery, and then the day after, I had surgery like 6 a.m. And then that whole day I was in a hotel with my mom and stuff. And then I would say it hit me when I went back to my apartment and my mom flew back to Louisiana and my brother. So my mom and brother were here with my surgery. When they left, it was just like, it was maybe like 1 a.m. And I just remember my foot was just like,
Just thumping?
Just thumping. Like, like when you hurt something a certain way, you can just damn near feel like your heartbeat in it, right? Like when it's kind of throbbing or something like that. So I'm laying there, man, and I wake up at like 1 to take some pills, and it's just like all of it just started flashing by me, right? All those years playing football, and then it was just like I said, taking it in that this is it. Like,
damn, you're gonna get me emotional, shit.
Bro. Like I was on the phone with my mom, bro. Like I'm not a huge guy of like, I don't cry a lot, bro. I don't really cry. But like that was a moment where I was just like, I was talking to my mom, in the situation, and it's just like I'm her baby at this point. Like I'm telling her like everything over, and of course she telling me everything's gonna be all right.
There's always a plan.
Yeah. Like everything, all those things, right? And I got through that hard portion, bro, and then it was just more of like reflecting of how far I've already come. You know,
exactly.
Like taking advantage of where my feet are and continuing to move my life forward. And honestly, I think that gave me a leg up just over your typical athlete who plays sports all his life and not knowing what he wants to do. It made me realize in that moment, like, okay, what can I do? Like, what am I good at? What as a person outside of this sport, and that goes into like my sales career now.
Yeah,
right? I love talking to people. I love helping people. So now I'm able to do that. But yeah, bro, challenges that was definitely my toughest. Yeah, bro.
What was I gonna say? I got some good ones for you. I kind of just answered there right there with your communication, but what lessons or skills from football do you find most valuable in your life now? Because obviously I already see that, just that confidence is huge, especially leaving that situation.
Yeah, bro. I think it's just like I always reflect back on all the hard times that I had at UT. Right. Yeah. So when I'm thinking about all those workouts I had to wake up for or just go through in general, right? And now transitioning into what I do now as far as being into sales, right? All it is mainly how hard can you bust your ass, and you will see the results at the end, right? So getting into that, now it's like, okay, boom, we got to be here at 8, 9 o'clock. That's nothing. I'm used to being up at 5, for a workout. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, boom, I gotta reach out to all these people. This is nowhere near compared to what I had to go through as an athlete.
Built for this.
Everything. Like literally everything that I do in life, or I find like challenging, or anything that I go through, bro, it's like I reflect back to that time, whether it be that or just personally how I grew up, right? Like, things that you go through in life, I use all those moments to be like, you're here now. Like, you made it through that. What did you learn from that, and how can it help you now? You know what I'm saying? So, like, with sports, man, obviously in sales, they always want athletes because of how
Yeah.
they are team oriented, hard workers, things like that. So all that stuff just kind of came natural. And then now, we just kind of get to use that to control how much money we make.
Yeah, because
right?
because in sales, off the rip, people think stress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, when it comes to all those things, man, I reflect on all the things that I've been through life, and
Like, this ain't nothing.
yeah, bro,
This ain't nothing.
at the end of the day, it's not, and it's gonna be another moment that you get through, and you continue to move forward.
What was I gonna say? Who were your two coaches when you were playing?
So I had Coach Strong,
Okay.
when he first got there, and then Coach Herman.
Okay.
So I got Coach Herman my senior year.
Okay.
And, Coach Strong came in. Funny thing, I was here on
He replaced Muschamp, right?
He replaced Mac. So I was I was here on an official visit, and we heard rumors about Mac Brown leaving.
Yeah.
And so we're talking to him. He's like, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It gets to the end of a practice. It's like, well, guys, this is my last one. I'm heading out.
When did he get back into coaching too? Because he did take some time off and then went to UNC.
A year or two off, and then he went to North Carolina, maybe a year or two, and he was still under contract with us. He was getting paid as something.
Damn.
And it was like ESPN for like a year, and then went to like UNC.
Yeah, he's been doing good with that program too. I've been showing him dancing in the locker room. I said, damn, I didn't know he could still move,
Yeah, that's one thing I'm mad I missed out on is the Mac Brown era, man. That was something to be a part of, at least be coached by, and see how he kind of did things. But because everybody that came in after that was just trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yep.
And that's the hard thing too, I felt like, with both those teams with your coaches, because it's like, I already got a lot of eyes on me, and just the pressure they had too,
Yeah, bro. Which I understand, man. That those UT boosters don't play around.
Exactly.
Those investors or people that graduated from here, bro. You're either come here and win, or it's out.
Yeah.
You got a short leash.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
What was your favorite memory or game during your playing time at UT?
Oh man, that's easy. That has to be my
Red River.
touchdown against OU.
Yeah, Red River.
Yeah, bro. Like that's
How's that? How was that atmosphere? I need to know that, because seeing it on TV and you see that whole stadium filled up, it's insane.
You talk about chills, man. I still get chills from watching that one play that I made.
Yeah,
because it's like, so it was supposed to be a double move. I didn't sell the double move at all. I don't want to
posting that play here too, just so y'all could see it.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I'm just like, I know the ball's coming my way, so I halfway sell it. And then I'm just like, I'm running. And Shane puts a ball out there where I just kind of reach my arms out, and I feel it hit my fingertips, because I almost dropped it. I feel it in my fingertips, and I tip it back to myself, and then I catch it, and I'm just like, I'm making sure I got my feet in, and I hold it up. And then at that point, it just hits me, bro. It's just like I just got chills. I'm just like, trying to think about, okay, what am I about to do? How am I going to celebrate? Like all these things going through my head, all these people screaming. And like I said, bro, just that environment is unmatched. I'm so happy that they're keeping it too, because it's like,
oh yeah,
that's like a stamp in college football.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to, let alone like my freshman year, I got like a 6-yard catch, and that was like, I was so hyped off of that. So like to be able to score in that game and kind of leave, I would say, one of my bigger marks, like as far as like playing at UT.
Yeah, because those games in general, you're, like you said, stamped. Everyone was gonna. You probably started a fight in the stands after you scored. Man, you probably didn't even know.
It was just like and it was a close point in the game. I think we ended up taking a lead with that catch too. So it was just like I said, being in that moment, man. Every time I think about it, it just gives me chills. I'm so grateful for it, bro.
Yeah. This kind of helps explain that, because obviously being in that big environment and knowing how to control yourself. Are there any rituals or routine you follow to stay like physically and mentally prepared for these games?
Yeah. So I would always
not no CJ Stroud stuff or nothing.
No. No, bro, nothing that crazy, bro. I would say honestly, man, just one thing was I always wanted to be the last one out of the locker room, right? So I would usually always be the last one, not always the last one running out, because there was always a couple guys that wanted to be last.
Yeah.
But like I usually try to just be in the back and always just soak everything in, right? Like I was always one of just like kind of living in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got to think about it. I'm coming from East Texas, right? Like I said, football is big, man, but I never imagined playing in our arena, or just being able to run out in front of almost 100,000.
ESPN everywhere.
ESPN, like just being a part of this program. So I always just tried to soak everything in, or just take a moment to myself. Yeah. Whether it was always some point before the game, was right before we ran out, or before we went out for warm-ups, but just always like reflecting of, knowing where I came from and being blessed of being here.
Yeah. Grateful.
Exactly, bro. Like just how everyone looks at it, or like imagines or wants to be in that spot, right? Like I always looked at it that way. It was always just something that I was just super grateful for.
That's awesome. Who'd you say your favorite teammate was?
Ooh. Oh man,
you gonna make some of your boys
mad?
Bro.
I mean, it was a group. It was a group, bro. So it was always me, my boy Lorenzo Joe, Gerard, and Rod. And I gotta shout out my boys Marcus and DJ. So this was Marcus and DJ. Marcus Johnson, he played there before me at receiver, and DJ Johnson. Both were older guys who kind of took all of us in, right? Like, so it was always us six kind of together. Whether it was when we first got on campus, bro, we hopped on like those bikes that they had that you could buy. Yeah. Bro, we ended up in Westlake. Like from UT campus, like we were just riding around. They were just like, it was our first night on campus. They were like, we're about to go explore. Yeah, bro, we ended up looking at some crazy houses or driving those little bikes.
Especially that area.
Yeah.
I'm already knowing.
It was so crazy, bro. So I'm like, I don't know how we ended up over there, but yeah, those are my guys, man. Like, when we're still close to this day, it was like, I would say everyone in college has like those group, or maybe like at least two other guys, like at least two other guys that you're always with or hang out with, whether it be in your dorm room or your apartment, whatever it may be. But those are my guys, man. They still are my guys to this day.
Shout out them.
Yeah,
shout out them.
Hey, shout out y'all.
Sweet. So we're gonna transition from that to the greatness you're doing now. So now you want to talk about at Achieving Greatness Performance, what you got going on. What inspired you to transition into being a football skills trainer after your playing career?
Yeah, man. So I sat on my hands for a while. Like I said, I've been working in sales for like 5 years. Yeah. But I always wanted to always kind of put it on the back burner as far as coaching or training, because it's something that I can always get back into, right? I want to expose myself to a new realm as far as the corporate world, or
exactly.
You know what I mean? Just getting your foot into different spaces that can help you out in the long run. So outside of that, man, the urge finally got to me to just, finally get out there and begin spreading my knowledge how I know how. I looked into getting into the coaching side for a little bit, but it's a lot of politics into the high school coaching side. And I feel like there's just certain stuff that I want to do my way, right? Exactly. Like I want to be able to share the game how I want to. And that's pretty much what I'm doing, man. So yeah, I mainly started this just based off of, like I said earlier, when I got to college, it introduced me to a whole different side of the game, right? Like knowing about defenses, knowing why you're running certain routes, knowing why you're doing everything. Yeah. And I wanted to share that. I always look back on it, and I tell all the kids now that I train now, if I knew what I knew in college, when I was in high school, bro, like I would have been 5-star easy. Like we'd damn near probably been state champs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's just exposing them into it at an earlier age, so that way, right, we're not really worried about, okay, if you're gonna beat this guy or not, right? I'm giving you the tools to beat this guy. If you go out and implement it, it's about helping you guys get to the next level, right? It's about giving you the knowledge, because now, like you talked about earlier with the NIL and all that stuff, or the transfer portal, bro, like
it's everywhere.
Like why? Like I say this in the nicest way possible. Why would I go get a freshman out of high school when I can go get a guy who's transferring from Oregon or Bama now? Like Nick Saban's going, like everybody from Bama. I mean,
some of these players are almost 28 still playing too. That, so it's just
going into year 10. So it's like, trying to give them the edge over them guys, right? Like the more you know now, the less they have to teach you once you get there. And that helps you get on the field more. It helps you get more eyes on you as far as on the high school level, just carrying yourself a certain way. But just like I said, just knowing why you're doing certain things, right? Yeah. So I teach them about reading defenses, knowing teach them about like the breakdown of actually running a route, like not just going and getting to a spot and turning around. Like, no, run it. This is how you should run it. And this is multiple other ways that you can run it against different defenses. You know, so just giving them the full, like, putting all this stuff.
Putting them on game.
Yeah, like, bro, like, I'm putting it all into your bag right now, right? Like, when you start training your daughter, you know, get that tween cross down, you know, so
she's
now.
not going to touch a basketball. but yeah,
yeah. But, you know, like, just kind of expose them to it as early as possible. So like I said, they have the leg up over them and they have all the tools that they need to be successful at that level.
Yeah.
You know,
I always wanted to do that too when I was done, but it's just kids are hard to deal with nowadays. You know what I mean? There's just so much entitlement and it's, you know, I mean, obviously a guy like you, I'm sure they listen to because, you know, you're tall. Me, it was hard. You know, I'm already smaller than half of them. So.
No, I understand, bro. I think it's just like, I feel like
just that switch, I guess. Like, how do you really, you know, because I'm sure outside the kids look up, they want to talk to you after all that fun stuff. But it's like when you're in that training mode, you know, you're like, okay, we're boys, but we got to get going.
Oh yeah,
you know?
For sure. No, I think I haven't really had to deal with too much of like, hey, like, okay, like let's
be serious. Yeah.
Like because for the most part, I'm like that up front. That's the thing. I feel like I'm so creative as far as first of all knowing the knowledge, right? Playing the sport all our lives, you learn it from here. So here all the way up to here. So I'm able to break it down to how simple, you know, or make it make sense for them. But I can get as complex as we need to as well. Yeah. So I think how you break it down affects it, but also like you said, being able to have that switch as to like, all right, like let's pick it up now. Like, you know, like, but that's usually, I only usually have to say it like once or twice. I haven't had any circumstances, knock on wood, where I just kind of have to like, hey, like stop everything. Like what are we doing? You know, but that's just how I am. I'm more of a laid back type of guy. So it's like, I would just tell you once or twice. And then after that, I would just like, yeah, right, if you don't want to listen, brother, you can just step to the side.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna focus my energy on the people who want to learn.
Exactly.
You know, like I'm not gonna raise my voice or anything. Like, nah, bro. Like just move to the side a little bit.
And the area you're training in too, those kids know they need to get it together. Yeah. 100%. You know what I mean? That's a big area.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. I think that's
this region in general is you know, I mean, you've seen it.
Yeah. It can be tough, man. But like I said, I think like you said, it helps out with my background, but also I'm not one to go back and forth with a kid. You know? Yeah. Like I already got my own kid. I'm trying to break stuff down too. Yeah. Like, if you gonna help me out, help me help you. Exactly. Or we can just, you know.
Exactly. You know, but how do you approach developing like wait, did we ask that one? Yeah. No. Sorry. Mm-hmm. That was kind of the same with the skills to the athletes you train, just developing like your skills from what you did in college. Like, do you take everything from that? Like, do you, from, you know, some of your boys you were with at UT, like, do you just take everyone's type of thing and just try to mix it together? Like, kind of how you're talking about that guy from Cali. You know how like everywhere it's so different. Yeah. Like, do you kind of try to mesh that together and just...
Yeah, I think it depends on what I'm hearing, right? So the good thing is I know what it's supposed to look like, and I know like what's needed, right? Like I know like when you're doing too much, and I know when you're not doing enough. So knowing those two different points, I'm able to grab different pieces from everyone's game or coaches, grab pieces from them that I feel is actually valuable. Just like I said, just based off of my experiences and what I've heard from other college coaches that I've been around. Like I said, I've had a good number of coaches, so I've had a lot of experience as far as learning from those guys. So I think you can say like I'm just to the point where I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what I need to, or I can see something like, oh, that would be good. That's a great drill that we can do. But also I can see like, bro, that's you just doing stuff like and that's what you saw my post the other day. I'm some of these trainers, bro, they just put kids through. They get these.
They get the cones out, or
it's like they got 4 or 5 star guys, whether it's basketball or football, and just put them through a whole bunch of different movements that don't really correlate to the game.
Especially if they already got it.
Like we know this guy has this. It's about adding valuable moves or teaching him to do more with
the little
less
things,
moves.
just the little things at that next level.
That's why I tell kids, like, I'm just going to fine tune your game. I'm not going to flip your whole game into a whole 360. I can give you all the moves that you need.
Yeah.
And it's just about you knowing when to pull them out at the right time.
Exactly.
Right. So that's when I go into like, okay, go against this defense. Now the defense looks like this, and now let me see how you would run that route. So, yeah, bro, it's really just about being able to know what it looks like and know where you can kind of pick value from people. Because, like I said, like you said, everyone's a trainer nowadays.
Yeah,
like you can look around
and I mean, it's really just how you relate to the kid. You know, that's really the big thing.
100%.
So
100%. That's what my wife always tells me, and like we've always been on the same page about that. It's about developing the kids, right?
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people want to get into this, whether it's be like they have some kind of financial goal or they want to be known as this certain type of person. But it's like, if you're not actually building relationships and developing these kids the right way to where it actually transitions, like sooner or later somebody's going to catch on and call you out for it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's it, man. I forget, man. What a power couple. you and your wife.
Yeah,
because she hooped at UT too, right?
Yeah, bro.
Defensive player of the year, all that fun stuff. She was with McCarty, right?
Yeah, Brooke McCarty.
Man, everyone in high school had a crush on her back in the day. I'll be honest with y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna leave that up to y'all.
I didn't. I'm not getting beat up. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
No,
but
man.
that was that. Then that's awesome too, because now your wife is also a basketball head coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So that's good to see.
We're both trying to get into the space where we can kind of, like I said, develop these kids and teach them the right way, man.
Man, I can only imagine the strong mindset you two give each other. Like that's just
definitely
so much value. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's awesome.
I think that's one thing we always are constantly like. We're there for each other, but we also, we push each other to certain limits that just kind of help us in the long run, man. Especially when it comes to this training thing, man. I was actually her helper when she was training. When we first graduated, she was basically training everyone in Westlake or pretty much all, as far as like on the girl side. She had some guys too that saw her and saw the way that she had, because you saw my wife, like she doesn't hoop like a girl.
I was gonna say that because I did not want to. Okay, I've only met her and this girl Teese Knox. She played at A&M.
Oh yeah. She used to be at the gym too.
Yeah, them two. I'm like,
bro.
Don't want to sound sexist because women can hoop. I want you to, women can hoop, but like when I played them, I was like, bro, why are they posting me up? Like they are belittling you. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like
it definitely opened my eyes up into the women's side of basketball. I mean, and then nowadays it's to a whole nother level, because I'm seeing I turned on the other day, bro. Girls on the fast break and she threw it down, bro. Easy.
Yeah,
like off.
I mean, you see the Caitlin Clark hype too, all that. It's fun.
Next Steph Curry of the women's side, bro,
Yeah.
or the Caitlin Clark of the women's side. I don't want
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
her
yeah.
credit, bro. She's definitely doing her thing. But yeah, like I said, when we first got together, bro, she exposed me to that, because we did the whole
check up real quick,
loving basketball type deal, bro. And bro, I think she made me not fall, but like stumble, and she was the other way one time. So
Man, I know she's holding that against you forever.
No, 100%, bro. She probably thinks she's still up on wins, but she not. I got my
Respectfully.
wins too. Yeah, respectfully.
That's awesome. Oh, I kind of I'll ask this after this last one.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, what sets a great football trainer apart from these others? Like, because obviously branding's cool and all. You talked about sometimes guys just get these 5 stars and just, it's branding. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think really separates like just good from great?
Man, so first of all, I think is what you're teaching, right? I feel like everything that you're teaching should be able to translate into the game smoothly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, I shouldn't teach you a drill and then
you're overthinking.
Like overthinking and try to tell you how it's going to work. You should be able to see in this drill. And that's how I do all my drills. I give them a breakdown of why we're doing this and how it's going to help you in the game.
Just so it could be natural to them.
Yeah, it's never just like, just go do this just because, right? Because like I said, when Coach Herman first got to UT, I will give him his hat off, my hat off to his coaching staff, because it wasn't just like we're gonna go in there and do a whole bunch of weights on squat. Or it was like, okay, my receivers over here, my QBs over here. You're gonna do this workout.
More
today.
like plyo type.
Yeah, or not really that. It was like even if we did, plyo as well. But even if we did like a weighted workout, it was like, okay, receivers, you're not gonna go out there and we're not gonna have you squatting or trying to squat with the lineman or squat.
Exactly.
We're gonna squat and do more for
where it makes
reps
sense
and speed.
Exactly.
Right? Like that you're gonna be able to use onto a field. And that's opened my eyes into the workout side of things because I never was the one that I didn't love the weight room. Like I was a receiver. I'm just here to catch the ball, jump over people. You know, so it's like getting into that weight room was always hard for me. But when they explained it and I understood how it was helping me, it made me like, okay, let me go in here and do this. So I'm able to make a transition on the field. So that's how I train, bro. And I feel like if the trainer, and like I said on that post the other day, bro, I urge all the athletes to ask these trainers how this is going to help me into the game.
Yeah.
Like how specifically
pick y'all's heads.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what we're there for. We shouldn't just be there to tell you to run drills. Like you should be able to come to us and ask us questions.
Yeah.
And we give you a valid answer that helps you. Like, okay, that makes sense.
So if they don't get an answer, they should be like aware. Like it should be like, oh.
Yeah, like okay, like this guy came and tell me while I'm running 100-yard sprints, and I'm like, you know, like if you're just doing stuff just to do it, man, that's one thing that really opened my eyes. Like I said, I've been doing this less than a year. Yeah. And I've come across a lot of trainers that are just that's what they do, bro. They just do a whole bunch of different movements that. It doesn't look like people are asking questions. They're going to work out with
It just
them.
looks cool.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they were the only trainer in the area that has this status now because they just pick up all the athletes or whatever. But like I said, I would just urge them to just ask questions, bro, and be curious because that's the only way you're going to get better. Don't just do drills because they say so. Like especially if you don't know why you're doing it. Like if they can't tell you how this is gonna, like for me, we're gonna do certain things certain days. So if I go out there one day, okay, we're gonna work on your releases with DBs, and we're gonna work on the top of your route and you getting out of your cuts. Yeah, like simple, like that's
simple and effective.
Yeah, like I tell people like there's gonna be sometimes where you come to me so much that we've been through almost all my drills. And at this point, now it's working on your reaction time and your speed. Yeah. Now you start honing in on your efficiency. Right? Yeah. Like you don't just need to be doing new drills every time. You need to do a couple of drills that transition over into the game and that you can, okay, once I get the base down of the drill in my head, now I'm actually working on how fast am I getting out of this cut. I'm focusing on what do my feet look like on this release, certain things like that. You know, so I try to structure it like that every time so that by the time kids work out with me maybe 5 or 6 times, we've been through so much. Now we're really working on your reaction time, right? Exactly. That's all it is in football or any sport. It's not like you can do all the drills you want, but when somebody's in front of you and they put a hand out to try to steal the ball or try to jam you at the line, all the other stuff goes out. Like now you got to react, you know. Yeah. So that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, man. Achieving greatness performance. Let's get at him. I will put that Instagram, all that fun stuff. Reach out to my guy. He's really doing his thing, and I love to see it. I love to see it, especially, you know, you have a baby girl, all that fun stuff. So really balancing that out and still giving 100% of your time just shows these kids like how much you really care about them. Yeah, man. So it's awesome.
And I actually enjoy it too. It's not
exactly. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Like you said, even if you were training for basketball, it's like it's not even about like you just got off of work and
exactly.
No, it's like I get to be in the gym. I get to be on the field, and you're spreading knowledge to them that they take in, and then. I say the most rewarding part is when you see them actually go out and do it in a game. And like, bro, I'm done.
They already know. They know OG got me.
Bro, I'm done, bro. That's all I want to see. Like, once I see that, now it's like, you got the tools, bro. Just go out there and be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do want to say, kind of going back, since we've been talking about NIL, you think it's good or bad for the NCAA? I'm thinking just because the only reason I think it's good is because it's making players want to stay longer, which is good for college football. And obviously, you know, you're getting your name branded, connections. But how do you feel? Like, do you see any negatives coming in this, or besides the 28-year-old?
Yeah, yeah, man. So when you talk about the NIL side of things, man, I was looking forward to it. It didn't happen when I was there. It was a short time after, and I'm still mad about that. Maybe like 2 years after I graduated, where they wanted to finally get them paid. But I'm here for it, bro. I think it's a great thing, like you said, especially for college football, keeping kids around. And I would even say just the portion of like, you gotta think about the kids that's coming from like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that are just athletes and getting exposed to whether it's money that can help out with their family, their like whatever, help out with their living situation, all those type of things.
I mean, just branding in general.
Bro,
even after if football doesn't or any sport doesn't pan out for them.
Exactly, bro. So it's like, you know, once you get and sign that piece of paper and you're through to that next level, bro, I just think it sets you up already, but like now the NIL, bro, I think it helps out the athletes, and I think it's honestly the NCAA, they make so much money off of us in general, bro. So it's like,
insane.
Damn, like thank you, like I appreciate it to that point. Now to the other side of it, I would say don't be greedy and just know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've seen a lot of stories where it was kids leaving, trying to jump into the portal, whether they weren't getting enough money or they weren't getting the opportunities, and then it's like now you're going to I don't even know, to school, maybe Utah Tech up here, you know, in the middle of nowhere. You're leaving, you know what I mean? Like you may have been like a second or third string for Bama, and now you're going to Utah Tech because you thought you were going to have more opportunities jumping into that portal, but now everybody's already got who they want. Yeah. And now you're left with that, you know? So I would just say, you know, I don't want to say it's a bad thing as well, but I would just say just be careful.
Yeah, because I was going to say, as a player-wise, too, it's good that you guys have control over that now. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think, especially the portion where they can play right away, man. I love that because, I mean, not saying I ever wanted to leave, but I knew I wasn't about to leave and sit out a year. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to stick it out at UT, bro. Like, if anything, like I said, I'm going to grab this piece of paper and I'll be on my way.
Yeah. I mean, you did the damn thing, so hey, let's go.
That's the goal, man.
Yeah. I love to see it. Let's talk about, obviously, UT had a great season. You know, how do you see the future for them guys? Because the atmosphere, just the culture in general looks like it's heading to I mean, you guys are getting people from Bama transferring to y'all now. Right. Like, you know, most of the time it's backwards, but
yeah, man, it's definitely, I would definitely say it's on the uptrend. I think that, you know, we reached a point, obviously we want to get past Washington. But I definitely love where we're going, especially with Quinn coming back, and the people that, like you said, the people that we're getting from the transfer portal are
insane.
Basically, like, all the people that we have leaving for the draft, bro, like he filled that up so quick. So it's like you can only have like so many like just like high hopes, right? Like just keep it going. I already feel like I would officially say that we are like back. You know, it's been a thing for a minute. You know, we've been kind of on the
now going to SEC too.
Yeah, so
even more fun.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so it's like I have even another reason to look forward to the season, right? Seeing the new schedule and see how
Texas A&M. That should be fun again to see.
Man, I've been looking forward to that since I got on camera. I was so mad when they moved that game.
I know.
Out there, bro. Like, it was like, bro, I got to be bad luck at this point. It has to be something.
He said, am I the reason we lost Mac and we can't play A&M?
That's all, like, because one of my best friends, bro, he just followed me on Instagram the other day. His name was Zay Coven Henderson, bro. He played D-line at A&M. So when we first committed in high school, it was always just like a thing. You know, we would joke around just about playing each other. But yeah, bro, going into the SEC and just the pieces we have coming back along with the portal, bro, I think I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to do some big things. I was looking at the schedule. You know, of course, I think Georgia was on there. There was one team that was Bama's not on there this year.
I can't. Yeah, I want to say
it was one team from the SEC that we aren't playing that was like, it was either Bama or somebody, but Bama or Georgia. One of them.
Y'all got Georgia. I know y'all got Georgia. Okay, I think they're coming here.
Yeah. So, you know, like seeing all those things and see how we hold up against it, I definitely look forward to that. But I think we have a chance, bro.
It could be an undefeated season. I called that. Like I said either that or one, and that's maybe against Georgia. That's a big maybe at the same time, bro. Because I mean, you look at all these SEC teams from this season. Florida didn't look that hot. I want to say Missouri's in there right now.
Missouri, yeah. And Missouri they were decent because they got a big win against somebody at the tail end of the season.
Yeah, but that's another hard thing too with these bowl games is when like the starters want to sit out.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts the game, but it makes sense at the same time if most of those kids are trying to go pro.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I understand if you're like a high draft pick.
Yeah, like the LSU.
Yeah.
I was like, because my stepdad was betting on his parlay, and I said, you know, Jaden ain't playing, right? You know, the Heisman winner. I said, you know, he ain't playing, right? And he's like, when did they say that? I said, man, he's national news, so you had to have not done your research, buddy.
No, you don't. Yeah, those bowl games, bro. Leave those alone off the parlays. You never know who's gonna play in those.
Exactly.
But yeah, bro, I definitely, I'm looking forward to it, man. We got a lot of good pieces coming back, of course, with Quinn. And I feel like just at each position, we got a couple in the transfer portal as far as big receivers.
Yeah.
And then we got the tight end from Bama as well. So it's like you got all these veterans coming in, bro. It's just about them getting the game plan in, buying in, bro, and just going out there and making plays like which from what I saw, they all were doing before they got here. So I just look for them to just pick up where we left off with Worthy and AD. AD was, bro. AD was different. He turned into they're in that Washington, or was it that Washington game? I think it was where he had that big TD catch.
Yeah,
that's over top. I was like, okay, yeah, he knocked it up another notch for me. So yeah, he's up there. But like I said, all the guys we have coming in, man, I definitely think that we'll be able to just pick up where we left off. It's just about us going out there playing the whole game, and just finishing.
Yeah,
that's it. I think so.
I mean, everyone's excited to see that guy, Mr. Manning.
Yeah, bro. Just hold it out, bro. Hold out for us. I know what it looked like, but trust me, when your time comes.
Like, with Malik leaving, I think that helped him a lot.
Yeah.
Which it sucked, but there's just so much talent in that room.
Yeah, which is a good problem to have, right? And kudos to Malik, bro. That's why I was like, go do your thing, bro. Because especially, it's like you can't really be mad at the situations, right? Quinn coming back, all right, bro, do your thing. Like, nothing but love for y'all. But I'm gonna go over here and now it's my time.
Exactly.
I got a little film out here, so. Let me go take advantage and, start working on my draft stock.
Yeah. So I feel like when that Manning time comes too.
Bro, it's going to be hard to get people out of the stadium when he start playing.
I mean, y'all's tickets are already ridiculous.
Bro.
I don't know if I got to say I'm a fake student but man, even those tickets still like.
No, they probably start charging the students at this point, bro, because it's like we can sell that to a value customer who's going to pay, bro. Like
y'all's tickets go more than some NFL teams can sell their tickets,
Yeah, see, I haven't been exposed to that side of things yet, but yeah, like, bro, when Arch gets here, bro, it's definitely going to be like a big like. I'd be surprised if there's not a damn ceremony going on before the game.
Can you imagine that? Manning and then uncles, dad, all right there with Matthew McConaughey.
They all gonna be there, bro. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get into that game, bro. I may have to try to make some calls early.
Yeah,
like 2 years, like a year in advance. Like, hey, when Art starts first game back, I need to make sure I got a spot, bro.
Shoot, so good thing you see UT in good hands. 100%. Love to hear it. I will say I'm a U of H guy, so
hey,
go Cougs.
Yeah,
but
we just got a receiver from there.
Yeah, and I think a linebacker too, something like that. But
tell him, hit me up, bro. I'm trying to get all these dudes to come.
But how do you feel about the 12-team playoffs now?
Bro,
that's a game changer.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, especially with all the drama this past year.
I mean,
not drama for us.
No,
but like Florida State,
I do not want to hear shit from Florida State ever again. There's no way y'all,
bro,
63-0.
And I knew it was gonna be funny too, bro, because I was just like, both teams are mad. So it's like you're getting a mad Georgia, and most of your players are sitting out. It's like, bro, like, but yeah, you got to think about it, bro. Look, realistically, y'all didn't have a chance. Like,
no, bro, when I saw them play their bowl game against Louisville,
yes,
that was.
I was like,
it was horrible.
And I know they went into this game like we have to not only win this game, we have to go out here and like blow them out.
And they didn't do that.
No,
they didn't do that. So.
And Louisville knew that too. They were like, we're not gonna let you do that.
Yes. I mean, I think they won by like 3 or a touchdown, something like that. Bro. But man,
yeah, but I'm like you said, bro. I'm looking forward to it just for more teams. I think it shakes it up more. Right? Like,
it's like I like it because it reminds me of kind of like March Madness. You got more underdogs getting in in that story now. So
man, that's so it's like it's so much to look forward to next season. Not only us going into the SEC, but like you said, just the whole playoff bracket and seeing how that pans out and see if there are some other teams that just come in and
want to shock it,
bro. Like, I'm excited about that, bro. I definitely think it's a good thing for college football. Just as far as like, keeping people around, keeping people interested.
Oh yeah.
Because I would always say, of course, it's always that it's gonna be great for the college football in general because now you have more people still watching you year round. You know, what I mean? Like you got more people, teams that are still invested. Some teams lose early and like, I'm not watching that, even though their teams never had a chance to make the top four. Exactly. But it's like after that game, they're like, man, whatever. Like I don't care. It's basketball season.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot. Kind of probably the last topic. First off, I want to give a shout out to my Houston Texans. Tough L yesterday against, which I see the Super Bowl champions coming up. But I'm proud of this Houston Texans team, what they did with the rookie QB. Shout out CJ, Mr. D'Amico Ryans. You guys did great. A lot of cap space to cash out on. So let's get right. Mike Evans, come home.
Hey.
Come back to Houston.
Bro.
That would be nice. Yeah, sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
You good, bro. I was rooting for y'all, bro. I was rooting for y'all, man. Like I said, I'm a Saints fan, so
that would have been a Disney story, I'm telling you.
Bro, my father-in-law is a huge Houston fan, man. So I've always been locked in with you guys, but also I'm a huge fan of Tank Dell.
Oh my gosh, bro. That was my Coug. He was a Coug.
Yeah, bro. I want to say he's probably one of the reasons I got into training because I'm like, bro, like this is I relate everything to. I'm like, bro, this is who y'all need to be moving like.
Yeah.
And shout out to my boy Diamond Del Fonte out in I believe he's in Houston. He's in Houston. So
okay.
That's who Tank trains with as far as receiver work. So watching him and see how he's kind of introducing the game to them.
Yeah. And it has to be more motivating to smaller players because Tank's only 160.
Bro, that's
insane. I'm
unguardable.
Yes.
I would say he's one of the outside of Justin Jefferson and the guys who've been there a couple years already. But when you look at truly the route running portion of the game and just I would never leave Tank one-on-one. He's going to be one of those guys and he's going to be in the league for a while just because of that.
I needed him because I saw honestly, kind of a comparison. I was Zay Flowers.
Same thing.
He's scary,
bro.
He's scary.
Those dudes are you're not guarding them one on one. No matter who you. I don't care what DB you are, bro. You can put Jalen on them.
Yeah,
you're not keeping up because they're just how quick they are and the knowledge that they have with their route running, bro. It's too much to handle. You have to double these dudes every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do. So yeah, bro, I'm huge. So he brought my eyes over to Texas.
Yeah, I was showing my Bree a little documentary. It was a CJ Stroud one, and Tank was in it, and she was like, "Wait, that's Tank?" I was like, "Yeah, little guy." So, but he Texans' future, it's bright. So we'll I'm excited. I don't have to be depressed for.
Nah, bro. Y'all want who's your quarterback? Not
Davis Mills.
Yes, Mills. Oh my God!
Hear me out. I tooted my horn way too much. I tried saying that man could be the next Andrew Luck. Who had this? He came from Stanford, all that fun stuff, and you tell yourself stuff you want to hear.
Oh, exactly, bro. I was saying the same thing about Derek Carr when he was coming to the Saints. I was like, oh man,
perfect fit for him.
I was like, I remember the good times Derek Carr came, and now he's just over there just throwing the ball hard and throwing interceptions. Yeah. So now it's I was saying all those things, but like I said, I was saying that because when I saw Davis Mills going out there and I was just like, just the eye test. I was like, oh man. I feel sorry for you guys.
He was one of those players too in a situation, first 2 seasons had 2 different coaches, so kind of still learned because I did feel bad for him because didn't really get to develop the full system.
Yeah. Nah,
I'm not mad at CJ playing either. So.
Man, no, CJ, bro, I'm extending him as soon as I can.
Yeah, I do want to say too, I do think NFL awards should be awarded after the Super Bowl. It would just make sense. No offense to my Cowboy fans. You guys were saying Dak was the MVP, and now you guys are destroying this man. So
yeah, bro. I would say at least especially if you. So I'm with you as far as letting it go all the way to the Super Bowl, but you shouldn't have to worry about it if you just keep doing your job.
Exactly.
So it's like if you keep going out there, if you end your season as a quarterback and you throw for like 450, for 3 touchdowns, you did your thing.
Solidified.
You still would be, hey, you had a good season and you ended strong. So we'll keep doing this talk. But it also, like you said, it exposes some people. So it's like you get to them lights cut on and that MVP talk, or it just goes down.
Sadly, Dallas saw that again. Another year.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your Super Bowl predictions? Obviously, today we had the Lions beating the Bucks. We had the Ravens beating the Texans, and who else? The who was it? Rams. I want to say.
49ers?
Yeah, the 49ers.
Uh-huh.
And then what is the score right now? I believe. Let me see. Oh my gosh, the Chiefs did it.
Oh, of course, bro. See, that's what always makes it so hard, bro.
Man,
you can't ever go against Patrick Mahomes.
No, they've just. And that's why I said that's why I was scared. They're just one of those been there, done that teams. Like it, man, that has to kill the Bills, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You thought because they were out of playoff contention for a minute. They finally crawled their way back in. They looked scary, but. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man, bro. That sucks.
And I saw one of the players from the Bills was talking about how much confidence he had in Patrick Mahomes coming to Buffalo and saying how he hasn't played here.
They're gonna replay that clip.
He lost there, I think, to when they played the Bills. I don't know if it was.
It was probably regular. They've never beat them in playoffs.
There, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he was saying, and then I was like, bro, you shouldn't have, just be quiet. That's what all they were saying in the comments, right? Like, shouldn't.
The wrong light skin to piss off,
bro. Like really, every time,
really frustrating.
Bro. So I'm like, it's so hard for me to go against him, bro.
It is,
because
Texas boy too.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I played against him in high school. Bro. Like he was a hooper.
Yeah,
chubby hooper in high school, bro. Dropped like 30 on
and us. A baseball player. Baseball player.
I thought he was gonna do that too, bro. So
damn,
bro. Damn. I don't know, bro.
Sorry, we had to see that. They just got it done. We didn't know we were cooking up, but yeah. So who do you got in your Super Bowl?
Man, so next round, Baltimore has to play KC.
Yep.
Oh my God. Bro.
At Baltimore.
At Baltimore.
It's Lamar's time.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna stick with Lamar. So I think Lamar wins it, and then we got who's it? 49ers on the other.
Yep, and Lions.
So yeah, and I think I have Baltimore and 49ers in the Super Bowl, and I have Baltimore winning it all.
Mr. Lamar doing it for Kodak.
Because you can't game plan for Lamar, bro. Like
trust me, I saw it. I'm holding my daughter and I'm just like waving my time like, damn, here we go again. Lamar want to run another 23.
Bro, it's so hard to like just say like contain him, because now he's to the point where he's gotten so much experience. He's stepping up into the pocket and still keeping his eyes upfield.
And they protect him really good.
He's truly waiting until he has to use his legs to use them. And that's the scary part, because if you play zone against him, like everything opens up, bro. Yep. He's the middle of the field. It's like, I hope you slide. Please slide. And don't hit me with a spin move to open up for another 30 yards.
Man, he was dropping some of my guys yesterday. I was just like, I tried suiting up, but
bro, he's truly just like an athlete with the ball in his hands, bro.
It's beautiful.
He can happen to throw with the ball. He can happen to throw.
I got to see Mike Vick do this, and now I get to see Lamar do it. So I'm not.
So I think that eventually, like, you can't stop Lamar, and you can't stop. They got Dalvin trying to pick up things along with.
I'm still pissed about that pickup. That is insane.
When I saw him I saw them hand the ball off. I was like, or they got into that formation where
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm like, bro, I forgot he was there.
He's a mean runner. Like he's not afraid. He's not trying to do nothing cute. He's just trying to,
bro. Man. Yeah, bro. And then Gus Edwards, how many times he's been in the end zone this year.
I was like, I thought that he looked like a damn tight end.
And then I look at it and I'm like, bro, Odell isn't even on the field right now.
Exactly.
Like, you never know when he might sneak out there and hit you for 30 over the head, and now he's celebrating in the end zone. So
it's tough. But yeah, that 49ers though, they did kind of concern me with that Packers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost blew that one.
Yeah, and I think that just stemmed from Jordan Love being who he is and who he's going to be in the future.
Man,
as far as
shoes he filled,
bro, just stepping into that realm. I saw a picture they showed
him and Rodgers is
But they showed the one even before that, and just like their process. So it was Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers when he first got there, and then they showed Aaron. I'm like,
those are the those are the shoes you got to fill in. You know, like in Green Bay, you know, one of them organizations, they don't play that. You know?
Yeah, like you come in and because I think if he didn't do what he did this year, they were going to be looking. Trying to fill out some other guys, and trying to move stuff around. So. Yeah, I think, like I said, Jordan Love was playing well. He had some guys around him helping him out.
Young wide receiver platoon swapping.
Man, bro, I'm just like, all these young guys just coming up. And like I said, they were in the same, I would say kind of the same realm. And how I felt like you guys played once you got to Baltimore was like, nobody expected this.
No.
Right? Like, nobody expected us to be here. Let's just go out here, do what we can, right? Like, we still going to play. But, like, at the end of the day, it's only up from here.
Yep. Lamar said second half. Hold on real quick.
Bro.
I said, thank you, sir.
Bro, he came out.
I just felt so bad. CJ cannot. He just couldn't get he wasn't getting protected. He couldn't get the ball. We had so many penalties.
And they were sending that pressure, bro. That the Baltimore defense, bro, which is they've always had this.
Yeah, seeing Clowney do,
bro, like
and we let him go for like a bag of chips.
Yeah,
so
like
shout out Bill O'Brien. I hope you never get a head coaching job. I had to throw some slugs.
No, I feel you, bro. I feel the pain. I feel it.
Lost DeAndre,
man.
Lost JJ. Oh my god. Depressing times, man. But we,
I picked it up back quick. I mean, kinda. It was I would say a stressful 2-3 years maybe. Where you guys were?
They showed. I think the last 3 seasons. We won 11 games.
Oh.
And this season we just won 11 games. Like,
so y'all,
it has been.
So it just hasn't. It doesn't always look as pretty. But keep in mind, I haven't always been as tuned in as I was this year. Like I said, just CJ being there. Of course, when I saw Tank, I drafted. I wanted to see that. But I'm a fan, man. Like I said, I'm a Saints fan, but I'm a football fan. So
exactly.
I look at teams and I see who's young, who's good, especially Houston. One thing for me too, I was kind of looking at Dallas, and I'm more of like, I like Dallas, their team. They have all the right pieces.
It's so crazy. I don't understand why it just fell apart.
Honestly, if I'm a fan, I'm kind of just like
why?
I don't know what to do next.
I honestly the top 5 in offense and defense. What else? I don't. Because I was really most of the guests I have are huge Dallas fans, and they make you a believer for a second because they talk from the heart. You saw Jimmy's speech. I said, man,
yeah, bro, it all looks so good. And like I said, so my barber is a huge Texas or Dallas fan, so I hear about it. And like I said, bro, I tell him all the time, like,
bless his heart,
you guys have all the pieces here, bro. So I'm rooting for you. Like, it looks good on paper. I don't see why you guys shouldn't win.
Now it's like you making me look goofy.
Yeah, now it's like I'm there like I take it back. So it's like, no, man, but like it's just those lights, I guess, bro. They're not used to playing, as far as the players playing under all those lights, and just being used to that situation, right? Yeah. Must win situation.
Must win
is where like.
Losing to a 7 seed at home after not losing at home for 2 seasons?
Bro, that was definitely on there. I bet that was a lot of people lost money on that game. Just going based off looking on the outside and Dallas hasn't lost here and they've played way better teams. Yep. So it's like now it's just like, and then you heard I saw some people mad when they brought the coach back too.
Yeah.
Like,
I was surprised, but I mean 1 year, just write it out. Who cares?
Yeah, just see what happens, man. I think they just need to go out and get a dominant running back. That way they can even out their pass.
I felt bad for Tony.
Yeah, it's like
because he finally got the, got to earn the starting spot, but it's just like, he also was carted off the season before.
Yeah, it's like, damn, now we need us a fucking a Zeke to pound it in.
I mean, they're saying they might get him back because he can take a bigger pay cut to go back if he really wants, because he looks depressed in New England,
bro. What?
But yeah, I do want to say I wish I got to see that Texans Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah,
what America wanted, the teams who've never reached the Super Bowl, but
yeah, bro,
man, yeah, that kind of about wraps it up. I think, man, this was a fun, great episode. I really enjoyed this,
bro. I love it, man. Anytime, whether it's even at the end of the basketball season, bro.
Oh yeah, we could definitely cook that.
I'll always pull up.
That's the thing. I didn't even get to show y'all his basketball knowledge, but we could definitely get that back,
bro. Yeah, I'm about to be locked in with everything, bro. Once the season over with, so whenever you want me back, just to if you need yes, bro.
Definitely,
I'm always open to it, man.
Shit, we might do a power couple episode too.
Bro, yeah, for sure. We'll have to do it when we drop my little one off in Houston.
No, she can hang out. She can hang out.
No, bro. She'll be knocking, pulling there. Tell it, you'll see. Once you get to 2, you'll be like, oh, now I got to think about where I'm going.
We Mexican. We're gonna give her tortillas. We're gonna get wild.
That's all she eat. No, yeah, she'll eat.
Tortillas, butter. She's set.
Hey, that's it, bro. Man, but yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, any shout outs you want to give out, all that fun stuff?
Man,
always, also, shout out your brand, all that.
Oh yeah, of course, man. So first thing, shout out wifey. She at home with the 2-year-old right now. I said I'll take over duties once I get there.
I'll give her a round.
Yeah.
She will clamp you up.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%. She'll get in your Also, man, like I said, anybody out there looking to tap in with knowledge as far as the game, anything we got going on, any questions about me, UT ball, man, give me a follow. Feel free to shoot me a message.
I'm posting your username right there too. We got the username.
Yes, sir. And we'll lock in, man. But yeah, like I said, bro, I appreciate you having me out, bro. This was fun.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Ever.
I'm honored. to be honest. So yeah, thank you guys again. So yeah, that's about wrap it up. Episode 32 of the Rodcast. We'll be back at it like a crack at it next week. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.